Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dracula 3, Path of the Dragon. We just had a horrible nightmare about the murder that we read about. So, yeah. Let's get out of this room, shall we?
Please, Father, I have something to tell you.
Is it about the person next door getting brutally murdered? Because that kept me up for some of the night, you know. They could have kept it down. I like to file a noise complaint, is what I'm saying.
Mr. Stefan Luca, a reporter from the city, arrived here this morning.
Damn city
He's in the
folk.
parlor. He sort of told me to kind of tell you he'd like to talk to you.
A reporter? Very well, I'll go.
Wait, Father. I also wanted to tell you. I have to make up the room to the right of yours for Mr. Luca. And maybe it's dumb, but I don't dare go in it anymore.
Oh, why is that, Ozana?
Oh yeah, I wonder.
Well, it's like it was kind of cursed.
Really? What makes you think that?
The dead
Spot.
people.
The black spot. The more I rub, the less it goes away. And then the crucifix. It falls down on its own.
Come. What can I do to reassure you?
Please, put the cross back in place. I don't dare touch it. And bless the room. That way, I'll be able to go in it to do the housework.
You know, if you just put some extra nails, but, you know, under the arms of the cross, it won't be able to turn over. Simple fix, really. Oh, here's the door. Oh, that's right, the thing's still in front of it. Let's see. The Tower of Babel? Tower of Babel. Babble, babble, babble. Ah! The cross of St. Peter. I'm terrified.
Here's the black spot that frightens Ozana so much.
Obviously vampire blood. Der. Oh, I see. It's not nailed the way I was thinking it was. I'd like to put it here, please. Oh, there we go.
Gloria Patri, e Filio, e Spiritui Sancto, sicut erat in principio, et nunc, et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Here in America, we speak English. Wait, we're not in America. Damn it. Okay, what am I doing? Just put the cross up. Maybe inspect the spot? No? That's not worth a second look? Okay. Just thought I'd check.
Ozana, I put the crucifix back in place and said a prayer. Are you reassured?
Thank you, Father. Thanks a lot. I'll be able to fix up the room.
Okay. Put a superstitious woman at ease. That's my good deed for today. God, I can't get over this mirror effect, man.
Father Arno, I was expecting you.
Oh, I completely ignored you and went straight to these books. I'm sorry. That mustache.
Delighted to meet you, Father. Concerning Martha, I mean Dr. Calugarl, it's very important that you know. She was murdered.
What are you saying?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. Stefan Luca, journalist. It's a good thing that you're here.
There was
Since
a
the
murder!
departure of
Hi,
Father
I'm Jeff.
Grigori, this village really needed a priest.
Yet I didn't come to replace him.
Of course, I know why the Vatican has sent you, for Martha's canonization. But I want to talk with you about something else. There's something much more serious. Martha, well, she was killed for defying evil.
Here we go.
My God. I should have helped her more. I wrote an article, but he prevented me from publishing it. He's very powerful, you know. Martha was not his first victim.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Fox News.
Are you
Ah!
skeptical? I was too. But read this letter that Martha sent me 3 months before her death.
Dear Mr. Journalist, I will be killed by Dracula. Love, Martha. Okay, blah, blah, blah. To the invention of Stephen Luca, okay. Ooh, via telegraph. Sir, I read your last letter with a certain irritation, I must admit. Let's see, the people I am telling you about are afraid to fall asleep, hear voices, walk in their sleep, possibly in the street, and present strange stigmata. Finally, and most importantly, they die of a devastating and inexplicable anemia. It's loss of blood, yes? And you believe it is simply a matter of nervous affliction. Even Professor von Kruger, so unconventional in his approach, admitted that it was something else than a nervous disorder. Wow, I've never heard it worded like that. It's weird. I will send you the medical files. Please examine them and you will change your opinion. Please believe me, a strong force is at work and I will be in great need of allies to be able to counter it. Sir, please accept my sincerest greetings. Martha Caligrul. Okie dokie. Can we use this thing yet? No? It's gonna cause problems later, I just know it.
Here are the notes Martha kept. Once you've read the file on each victim, you'll be convinced. I'm sure.
Uh-huh. Okay. More reading. Okay. Marianne Mersco Prada. Roadmender. Has lived alone since the death of his wife, not very sociable, strong, no previous medical history. September 1913, found unconscious while working near the Broken Oak Crossroads. October, blood analysis, noted anomaly. I'll get in touch with Professor von Kruger. Late October. Well, that's not very specific, now is it? Repeated transfusions. The patient declares himself cured. 2 days later, he was found dead in his bed. He jinxed it. Drained of blood. In a vampire game? That doesn't seem right. I'll start writing an article on the case with Professor von Kruger. We think we have identified a new syndrome, the P anomaly. That's not going to get made of in elementary school. The professor wishes that I begin systematic tests of the town's population. Okay. Seldrick Meliscal. Or Meliscal. Schoolboy, orphan. Oh, this is sad already. April 1916, the child complains of nightmares, sleepwalking, sedative prescribed. June, anemia symptoms observed. P anomaly, alright. Improvements, then relapses after transfusion. Meaning his blood was drained again after he got the transfusion. Noted hematoma on the neck. That's the bite, obviously. I am very worried. Child at the dispensary. The child dies. Okay, I contact the police. Reply. Due to the threat of war, no one is available. No investigation. Well, that's sad. Unknown young woman. Okay, well, I think we get the idea. They have a hematoma on the neck. They're drained of blood. They get transfusion. They get drained again. They die. And no investigation. Oh, wait. Police finally come to the scene, but the investigation is botched. Inspector Lupar's conclusion, the victim died of cold. What? Okay. It was a bit nippy out, so all of her blood disappeared. Ozana's son, father dead, intelligent but spoiled and turbulent. His mother forgives him everything. Forgives him of everything. There should be an of in there. January 1920. Mother concerned. The child is not well. The P anomaly detected. A test done a few months earlier did not show anything. I choose not to fight. I send the child to the seaside, far from here. Okay, so this is what Ozana was telling us about earlier. The child has recovered. Okay, so it's limited to this area. Well, I suppose that is a good thing. There's no giant outbreak of vampires.
The documents you showed me are astonishing. However, I'm surprised Dr. Calugarol entrusted you with them. doctor-patient confidentiality and all.
Medical secrecy is a secondary issue when human lives are at stake. Think of it. The identified victims are just the latest ones. Martha was convinced that there were many others over the past years. No, the past centuries. She wanted me to alert public opinion, but the editors of my paper were pressured. Our enemy is very influential. We have to do something.
Let's see. I agree that these files are very disturbing, but we can't take the place of the police.
Martha contacted them a number of times, to no result.
Perhaps they didn't take her seriously. We should call back to explain the situation calmly.
The police, once again, didn't do their job. Call them, and you'll see.
That would seem to be the most reasonable course, if you don't have any objection.
Go right ahead. The telephone is in the next room. When you realize the ineffectiveness of the police, come back to see me.
I gotta say, I'm really liking Father Arno. He's got a very calm head about everything. Ooh, what's this? Object to take. Dragon.
I can't borrow this without permission.
Oh, well, maybe we'll need it later. Do-do-do, call the police. Do-do-do. Ferguson police.
Number,
Hangs up.
please.
Oh, that doesn't date this video. The police. Here we go.
You want the police?
Yes, put me through to the police station in charge of Lada Vista, please.
Please hold. You're connected.
Provincial Police, what is it?
This is Father Moriani. Well, several people died in Vladoviste in mysterious circumstances.
Ladoviste? You have the wrong department. You have to contact the Transylvania Regional Brigade. Ask for Inspector General Brutar at Alba Eula 22.
You know, if there were a murderer in this inn, and it's possible that there is, I would have been dead by the time I I would have been dead by the time I contacted the right number. You guys suck.
Number, please.
Abayula.
Just one moment, please.
Yabba dabba
All
Abayula.
connected.
This is Inspector Brutar.
Hello, this is Father Arno Moriani. I belong to the Sacred Congregation of Rites. I've come to Vladoviste to investigate the case of Martha Caligaro in view of her eventual canonization.
Martha Caligaro. I remember
Vatican
her
again.
well.
Oh, it's one of
Always
these
bothering
cases.
my men with unbelievable stories and groundless complaints. She wasn't a bad woman, but she had a screw loose.
I'll note your opinion. Inspector, I'm calling because my investigation has revealed several suspicious deaths, which all occurred in Vladoviste. They could very well be murders.
Give me the names of the supposed victims.
Marian Marescu, dead in October 1913. Seldrick Maliskal in July 1916. And an unidentified young girl who died in November 1919.
I see exactly what you're talking about. Wasn't it a certain Stefan Luca who transmitted this information to you?
Well, that is...
Maybe.
Of course it's him. Don't believe anything he tells you. He's just been fired by his newspaper. He's just a troublemaker. Father Moriani, I have to warn you. Our country is currently in the grip of a certain agitation. And the Catholic minority isn't viewed very positively by certain political groups. So, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't prolong my visit to Transylvania.
Thank you for your advice,
Was
but you
that a
understand
vague
that I
threat?
can't leave without carrying out my mission.
Concerning those deaths I spoke to you about, I have to point out several important facts.
Go on. I'm listening.
Well, we have 3 individuals dead in the same region and in the same manner, drained of their blood. That would suggest the work of some perverted criminal, wouldn't it?
No, believe
Nah,
me,
just the normal
it
kind.
would suggest, rather, that your informant is bored and has a fertile imagination.
Uh-huh. Except that we have that on medical record, and it's not just him being nuts. Have you any reason to think Dr. Martha Caligaro was murdered?
None.
Did a physician
Well, that was
examine
quick.
her body?
Certainly not. Why bother? Her death wasn't at all suspect.
Goodbye, Inspector.
You gotta inspect the...
Police think that Martha was mad. Her case doesn't look good. But it's out of the question for me to close the file without digging deeper. Let's go back to the journalist to question him.
I mean, certainly someone must have thought, hey, we should probably look at the body. I mean, don't they do that for just normal deaths? I don't like this at all. Not one bit. The game, however, not so bad so far.
Good. Did you call the police? Are you convinced that they won't do a thing? Then we can go on to serious matters. Read these 2 letters and tell me what you think of them.
Can't you read them to me? Why are we starting at page 2? Oh, right. So your article was rejected. Thank you for your courageous attempt. Alas, we find a different solution. I'll speak to you about it in person. If you guys actually want to read this, you can just hit pause. I'm just gonna kind of skim through it for anything that seems important. Answer your question. Please know that I was never interested in vampire legends. Okay, that's interesting. Prior to my arrival in Vladiviste, when little Celdric was at his worst, it was our friend G who helped me implement the traditional measures. The garlic and the protective circle. I noticed an improvement until the fateful night when I found the window open, the crumbs of the host dispersed by the wind, and the child dead in his bed. Huh. So crackers did not save the child. I have to say I'm shocked. How could I, after that, harbor the slightest doubt about the enemy we are fighting? Best wishes, Martha Caligruel. Well, I mean, if he got through the protective circle that, you know, prevents vampires from getting in, obviously... Well, he could have had someone working for him, so it still could be a vampire. Dear friend, I thought a lot after our last conversation. Where then is the beast hiding? It has certainly changed its lair since the war. Even if I knew where it was, I would avoid approaching it directly because it keeps on its guard. Perhaps it's in its last sanctuary? There is still the path of the dragon left. Ooh, title drop. That's 2 in one sentence. I am convinced that it will lead me to my goal. I know that you and G do not approve... Who the hell is G? You and G do not approve of my intentions? No doubt. Oh, no doubt there is danger. But my life is not so precious as to prevent me from risking it for a good cause. I have carefully read the ancient texts regarding our enemy. A few clues lead me to believe that the path of the dragon is in Turkey, or begins in Turkey. I plan to go there soon to look for the traces of the dragon. Oh, if only it were a literal dragon, that'd be awesome. Upon my return, I'll give you the path to dragon stuff. Okay, take carefully. Oh, to find the key, carefully observe the order of the paintings on the wall. Okay.
Vampires, hosts. My lord, I must elucidate this sorry affair. Let's subject Stefan Luca to some methodical questioning.
I agree. God, I like
The
you.
letters you showed me raise a lot of questions. First of all, what exactly does the term vampire signify?
A blood-sucking aristocrat?
Vampire, Wampir, Upir, Upir, Brucolacus for the Greeks. Do these words really evoke nothing for you?
To tell you
Don't
the
forget
truth, they
Nosferatu.
do. I seem to recall reading something about these, creatures. So, if I understand right, Martha tried to drive them back with a communion host ground into a powder?
That's right. With the crumbs from the host, she drew a protective circle.
Tell me, was the host consecrated?
I suppose so.
Did Father Grigori know that this sort of activity was going on in his parish?
The best would be for you to ask him the question.
Oh, it was the father that was G. Okay. According to you, Vladiviste is threatened by a vampire. In the 20th century? Come on, man.
That's the frightful reality.
And why don't the residents do something to rid themselves of a curse like that?
Because they're resigned and submissive. To vanquish evil, you have to be strong.
You gotta be at least a level 3 cleric. Wait, level 3's not strong. A level 20 cleric. Are you quite sure that Martha didn't die a natural death?
She wasn't that old.
Overwork, perhaps?
Come on, she was in perfect health. Just before she died, she was still hiking in the mountains.
Why do you have such a negative opinion of the police? Well, we kind of know that after talking to them.
Since the war, we've changed our nationality and our official language. One thing hasn't varied: the ineffectiveness of the police. Worse, I think they've sold out to our enemy. I have reason to believe they wanted to intimidate Martha, or even worse.
Okay, running into some Illuminati shit now. Have you spoken of vampires with Janos Peckmester, our neighbor?
Yes, we chatted over a glass of Tswika, our local prune brandy. Janos is a great lad, very cultured, but he has a rare lack of imagination.
I'm thinking imagination might be part of your problem. Did you speak about this with Dr. Florescu, who took over from Martha?
Young Maria? No, I didn't want to frighten her. I don't think she can help us in any case. Father, help me resume the task that Martha began. With a priest at my side, I'd feel stronger.
It's not so simple. You see, this affair is really not in my purview.
Do we talk to him again?
Father, help me resume the task that Martha began. With a priest at my side, I'd feel stronger.
It's not so simple. You see, this...
Okay, so it's just gonna repeat from now on. Alright. Well, what do we do now? Let's ask Jesus. Keep your word. Okay. Did I promise someone something? I told your disciples to cast the demon out, and they could not do it. Remember now, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the upright destroyed? For they poured out the blood of the saints and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink. They deserve it. Okay, not entirely sure how I'm supposed to interpret that. Let's ask about this thing. I kind of want it.
I have to question Father Grigori about this sinister story of vampires.
Oh, that's right. We're doing an investigation. I got distracted by the awesome tile there. I want it now.
Number, please.
It's Father Grigori, yes?
Hold the line. Greenleaf Rest Home. Good day.
Could I speak to Father Grigori Nagescu, please? This is Father Arno Moriani.
We're sorry, he's been killed by vampires.
This is Father Grigori Nagescu.
Hello, this is Father Arno Moriani. Father, I have to discuss a very delicate subject with you. Please answer my questions very precisely. It's important. Do you know Stefan Luca?
He's a journalist, a friend of Martha's. They developed photographs together.
According to Stefan Luca, Martha Calugaro believed in vampires and engaged in strange rituals.
It's true. And before you ask the question, yes, I helped her.
You do know the position of the church on this subject, don't you?
I know it, and I don't doubt that it's a very reasonable position when you think about the question, seated in an office in Rome. But in Vladoviste, the situation is different.
Do you want me to tell you how things happened?
I went to the dispensary to give extreme unction to Seldrick, a poor child who's wasting away. I uttered a few of the usual prayers, and then I gave Martha the sacred hosts.
She used the wafers to draw a protective circle around the sick boy. Was it sacrilege? You're entitled to think so. But the child was going to die in spite of the transfusions. We had to try everything to drive away the creature that was feeding on him. What would you have done in my place?
I know that in spite of all of your efforts, you weren't able to save Seldrick. Well, that's kind of a douchey thing to say.
Unfortunately not. 2 nights later, the window opened mysteriously, and the wind blew away the protective circle. Martha found the child dead, with wounds on his neck.
So next time, what we're gonna do is make a protective circle and glue the crackers to the floor. Just thinking outside the box here. Did you inform the police of Seldrick's death?
Yes, a waste of time.
This seems to be a common opinion. Did Martha call on you for other cases, besides Seldrick's?
The war began shortly after the child's death. I left the village to serve as an army chaplain. Upon my return, we tried to save a young amnesia victim. The girl seemed possessed. She ripped off the garlic necklaces that we hung on her neck and left her room every night. She didn't survive long. Young Ariel almost died as well. But Martha saved him by sending him away from the village. It was probably the only thing to do.
All of this sleepwalking and, all the sleepwalking stuff sounds a lot like what happened to Mina in the first game? Or was it the second? I think it was both, actually. No, wait. It was the first. It was the first. Let's see, Stephen Luca holds that Martha Kelgrul was murdered.
It's very likely. I knew she was threatened. I'd offered her a dog to protect her.
Oh.
Now that seems to me to have been laughable.
The dog has an origin story.
As if a dog could have stopped the enemy she was confronting.
Do you think that enemy was a vampire?
Hey, cannon
A
fodder.
supernatural creature?
An emanation of the devil. If you'd lived a few years in Vladoviste, you wouldn't doubt it.
Have you ever heard of The Path of the Dragon? I hear it didn't sell too well.
Martha spoke to me of it. It's a sort of accursed way of the cross, which leads to the source of evil. She embarked upon it against my advice. I wanted to protect her. Oh, I was wrong.
Why is that?
She died fighting. I fled. Today, it is she who has the good part.
Thank you for your frankness, Father. Of course, you realize that after your revelations, Martha will never be canonized.
Yes, of course. What does it matter if she rests in peace?
Another thing,
That's a nice way to think
if a
about it.
direct question is asked, I shall be forced to evoke your part in this business.
So be it. But you should know that my only regret is not to have helped Martha more. In the end, I slipped away. It was cowardly of me.
The Lord is our only judge. I have no wish to condemn you.
But he's
Goodbye,
gonna condemn
Father
the
Grigori. I wish you a good
fuck out of
rest.
you.
Goodbye, Father Arno.
All right, now it's time to make my report to Monsignor Briganti.
Okay, Monsignor.
Number, please.
Transylvania 65000.
Please hold.
I think those were the lyrics. I only heard it once. Hello? Mr. Chair? Pick up the phone, please. It's a video phone. I can see you, Chair. manually?
He's not in his office.
Okay.
I'll call back later. Meanwhile, let's go see Janos at the Castle of Twilight. That will give me something else to think about.
First, I want to ask, what was her name? Orza? About this. Ching! Housekeeping! May I borrow the dragon you've hung near the telephone? That is a very odd sentence.
Sure you can. I don't know where it comes from. Some vagabond brought it to me. I gave him a meal in exchange for it. My way of being charitable, I guess.
What were the circumstances of Martha Caligruel's death? Well, we can know that already.
She killed herself with work. And anyway, she never ate anything. I always knew her thin as a rail even before the war. When you work a lot without eating, then obviously you're gonna...
I'm puzzled. It seems to me that there are many strange deaths in this village.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Oh, Father, please don't say that. People might think us folks in Vladivista ain't very proper.
She says, using non-proper English. Okay, object taken. Dragon. Not a tile, with a picture of a dragon. A dragon. Okay, we're off to the castle. Is there never sunlight here? Oh. I get it. That's what makes this town so damn
Greetings,
perfect.
stranger.
Hello?
I'm Father Arno Moriani.
I am Luana, the gypsy. Tell me, priest, do you want to know the future?
I'd prefer to ask you about the past and the present.
Do you know Martha Caligruel?
Yes. She did not choose an easy path.
There were so many hills going up that mountain, I don't know what she was thinking. There was an escalator right there. I'm puzzled. It seems that there are many strange deaths in this village.
From behind the high grass, the wolf observes the flock and carries off the weak and isolated.
As usual, the oracle speaks in obscure, mysterious terms.
Well, that was a pretty easy
That's
metaphor,
because
dude.
it does not want to lie, nor provoke the anger of the powerful.
Okay. I will see you later then. This way, I think. Damn it, Sarah. You ruined my immersion. Oh. Mass grave. Yeah. That's not creepy. See here, November 1916, the 4th and 5th entry of the... Okay, yeah, it's a military grave. Graveyard? Yeah, graveyard. Wow. Put a lot of detail in this game.
According to what Janos told me, the crossroads of the Broken Oak ought to be here. I have to keep going straight to get up to the castle.
Let's look around. Okay. I'm gonna turn around, and that's gonna be something completely different. Huh? Huh? What? Sit. How about... What? That's not how light and shadow work. No. That's spooky.
Cartridges from a revolver.
Did you have something to do with this, Shadow Man? Oh my god, you know what I just realized? They killed Peter Pan's shadow. He was so mischievous, I loved him. Well, he's dead now. That's a spooky tree.
Bullet holes. On a battlefield, it's typical that the trees be riddled with shot. However, this oak has traces that seem very recent.
Uh-huh. And here's a carriage with a bull. It suggests someone was here recently. And I don't see anyone around. Maybe it's Janos's? I'm not the only one that heard breathing, right? Oh, please don't be something behind this.
Fragrant flowers, thorny stem. It's a wild rose bush.
Okay there, Captain Botany. Anything else I should be worried about? Oh, that breathing's freaking me out. Let's get the hell out of here, shall we? Love the cinematography in this. Wow, we climbed quite a ways. Thank goodness for cinematics, huh? Okay, nothing to pick up. There he is.
Hello, Janos.
Welcome to the Castle of Twilight. These ruins are impressive, aren't they? Imagine this edifice before the war, when the erect ramparts had been standing for centuries. The Dragoman family, which reigned over Transylvania in the heroic age, lived here. Its most famous member was Vlad Tepes, hero of the war against the Turks.
Ah, so you're on that side of history there, huh? Okay. Vlad Tepes, which translates to Vlad the Impaler. Fun fact, did you know?
A magnificent sovereign, and a passionate subject to study. I think he's the greatest prince Transylvania ever had.
Who had a very interesting way of scaring off his enemies. Was it Vlad Tepes who had this castle built?
No, the building is much older, but Vlad Tepes enlarged it by adding the outer walls.
Was the castle inhabited before its destruction?
It was lived in until 1900, when the last owner died without any heirs.
Okay.
These ruins are impressive, aren't they?
Yes, I suppose they are. Okay, dead bodies.
Exposed during the destruction of the ramparts.
They were convicts who died of exhaustion while digging the foundation of the castle. They were buried where they fell, probably so their ghost would guard the place.
Ooh. Is it just like a random bird just jutting out from the wall? I approve. Ooh, here we go.
This sundial adorned the entrance to the castle. A bullet shattered it, and a piece is still missing. I searched the whole area without finding it. That's especially annoying.
You didn't notice it was hanging up at the inn you're staying in? 'Cause that's kinda obvious. Let's see, inventory, here we go. Oh, right, this is weird. I gotta drag everything into the casing number 2. Dragon thing. Cross. And the Holly Bibble. Okay, how do I use?
Gold with a sable wolf, the personal coat of arms of Vlad Tepes.
Huh, interesting.
Vulnerant omnes, ultima necat. All injure. The last one kills.
That refers to ours, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's clever.
Which gives us a rather gloomy picture of man's fate.
That's really clever, I like that. All wound, the last one kills. Okay, so I need to put the dragon thing here, yes? To keep your workshop orderly. Okay, you were holding the object, the dragon. Stone fragment. Okay, here we go.
Dragon. It's the dynastic emblem of Vlad's family. Where did you find it?
A vagabond gave it to Ozana. Perhaps I should return it to her.
Oh, but its place is here. The person who took it had no right to pillage these ruins.
I must admit, you're right.
Why do I get the feeling I'm being used? Okay, that's enough of
Can you
Mr.
hear?
Sundial.
The wolves multiplied during the war. Now that peace has returned, they're hungry.
You're a disturbing young man. Object to take, rowan berries.
This tree is a Sorbus acuparia, commonly known as the mountain ash or the rowan tree.
Okay then. Captain Botany strikes again. Okay, do I say anything else to you?
These ruins are impressive, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
The drawbridge is destroyed.
It sure is.
Frustrating, isn't it? Ah, if only I had the means to restore it.
The castle must have suffered terrible bombing.
Yes. In addition, the Romanian mountain troops had the dubious idea of storing ammunition here. Obviously, the whole thing blew up.
Ah, that sucks. I think that's all we have to do here. Let's check our documents. Let's check the Holly Bible. Okay, we don't have any hints there. I'm gonna go ahead and not check walkthrough. Okay, what we're gonna do is head back down to the inn, and that's where I'll end this episode. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I want to check out that shadow again. I wonder if it's still there. Yeah, there it is. That is so... that's a really good horror element, I gotta admit. It's subtle enough that you can miss it. That's what I like. And I walk 500 miles. And I would walk 500 more. Da, da, da. Copyright ID. Copyright ID. That's a dispensary. I don't want to go to the dispensary. Here we go. Back in the inn. Okay, with all that puzzle solving and investigation, I think I'll end the episode here. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. See you then.